Welcome to your weekly reading for October the 17th through to the 23rd, 2016. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and I thank you. I truly thank you for your patience and your understanding, and I'm sorry. I am feeling better. So it's something to do with my tummy, and for a couple of days I couldn't eat, drink. I was so dehydrated. Uh, it was unbelievable. And so slowly I've been, eating small portions, being very conscious of what I'm eating, trying to get enough fluids, and slowly I am on the road to recovery, but energy levels are still not where they need to be. So losing a couple of pounds, so I'm getting that crossed off my wish list, but not in the way I imagined. And I got my Fitbit, I do my 10,000 steps every day at minimum, and watch my water intake, watch what I'm eating. So I did have, I was doing things towards it, but I wasn't attaching what I was doing to goals, to actual milestones with dates and measurements. And so I do apologize that we're doing it like this one more week, but, and everybody reads the cards differently. And I'm highly intuitive in reading the cards. I lay the cards out. I know the meanings of the cards, but sometimes if I get something else completely, then I work that more into the card's definition. And, other people they know exactly what each card means and how they go together and how they pull each other apart. And I know the basics for all of that, but it's intuitive for me. So my energy has to be high in order for me to feel confident that I'm bringing the whole message to you. So I did try, but I didn't even get halfway through, and I knew I wasn't going to make it to the end. So let's do what we did last week and draw 7 cards. So we have the Four of Swords as our very first card, Justice, Nine of Cups, Eight of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. Okay, so we'll stop there. And we'll start to talk through some of this. Now, we have a lot of energy happening in the sky, don't we? We have the sun, okay? The sun is in Libra as we start the week, but then it moves into Scorpio. So Scorpio energy is the I desire, okay? I desire what we want, our dreams, our wishes, our goals, okay? Scorpio is the sign of depth, intimacy, okay? It's extremes and feelings and passions. It's about death and rebirth. So we dig deeper, which could very well be the Justice card here. Digging deeper. We are peeling off layers to get to the heart of things. And it can't be boring. So this might be where we start to dissipate our energy, because we are, we need depth, we need mystery, we need passion. We become very strong-willed. We get very determined. So strong and determined, I think it's more the Justice card here that is talking to the sun, because we get very strong and determined energy, but we need to maintain a balance, right? The Justice card is all about balance coming into our life, harmony coming into our life, joy coming into our life. So if we're not maintaining that balance, if we are not being aware of the balance that we have, or lose sight of being the diplomat, we can be our own worst enemy. We can allow ourselves to become manipulative. Our passions can consume us, pushing us to be negligent in other areas of our life. And that might be more where this comes in. Because when we are super focused on one area of our life, other areas of our life has to, the energy has to dissipate. It has to lower. So then we have problems in our relationships, or our health and well-being. Then we have an interruption within our spirituality. or maybe where we were going in a career path, our stature in the community. So we have to be careful not to dissipate our energy. We have to be aware that we can easily become negligent in other parts of our life. Okay, so we start the moon in Taurus, and that would be the Four of Wands. I think it moves in Gemini on Tuesday, so really just our first card. We need to slow it down. We need to, we could be a little bit more resistant to change, but we are looking for what brings in stability, and we want to gravitate towards that in our goals, in our dreams, in what surrounds us. Okay, and it's a beautiful energy to give up gratitude, especially things that surround us, things that give us that security, that feeling of well-being. The moon moves into Gemini, and that would be a couple of days. So Justice and the Nine of Cups is here. So we want to go after our goals, our dreams, our desires. That's the Nine of Cups. But then we have the Justice card here saying that we need the balance. And Gemini is really about two forces, bringing in two opposing forces and blending it as one. So we may want to gather knowledge. We may be tapped for our knowledge. And it could have very much to do with the way we communicate, because Gemini is about communication. I only have 6 cards down. What's the 7th? The 8 of Wands. Oh, opportunities. Now, then the moon goes into Cancer. That's the 8 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles. Maybe a little bit of the 7 of Wands, but our main energy will be these 2 days, 8 of Cups and 7 of Pentacles. So what are we cultivating? Now, the 8 of Cups is very much, and I'm not sure how this really works with the moon energy, although the moon is very strong in this picture, moving into new destinations, new ways of doing. This is where we're kind of walking away from maybe what doesn't bring balance into our life, doesn't allow us to move forward, doesn't bring in that stability, that surety, doesn't move us into a new path, allows us to be stagnated in some way. Because this card is very much about love, security, coming out of new places and leaving the places where we used to get that behind in our travels. It's like the child moving to adulthood, and they leave the family home and they go in search of their own independence. Now, they don't close the door on the home, but it does change in how it brings in security, how it brings in love. And what are you cultivating? I mean, the Cancer moon is beautiful for healing and closure in our lives. The Cancer moon can, if we're honest with ourselves, we can ask ourselves, what are the triggers? Why do we react the way we do? What motivates us to do a certain action, say a certain, show a certain emotion? I think show us a certain emotion would probably be the closest thing. Why do we get that fright or that fear or that love or that passion? What is the motivator? And so we can see where we have been limiting ourselves or put self-limitations on ourselves, and we can pass through those hurdles. We can grow. And then for the weekend, we have Leo. So 7 of Wands and 8 of Wands together. Now, Leo is very much about, 7 of Wands in Leo tells me that we may want center stage a little bit more this weekend. We may want to be in the limelight. We may want to get that attaboy. We may want to get that thank you. Very much so. The 8 of Wands is all about opportunities around us, opportunities for happiness, joy, maybe opportunities to go forward in some new way. And if we are constantly looking forward, we're not going to be able to see the things that surround us right now. So it is about tapping into, well, it's about, Leo is our inner child. It's about our creativity. So it's a beautiful energy to celebrate who you are. It's a beautiful energy to celebrate your creativity in some way. So, and we do have Venus, right? Venus is going into Sagittarius. So that allows our passions to expand. That allows us to seek the adventure in love or inner passions, or maybe they blend together. So it's a time to spend some quality time with loved ones, but also dipping into your creativity, doing what you love. I mean, this weekend you want to tap into what you love doing and let your creativity flow. Spend some time doing what you love with who you love. Okay, so Mercury. Mercury is in Libra all week, and it's moving into Scorpio next week. So we still have that stronger energy of being the diplomat in our decisions and our relationships. So communication, when we communicate, it's all about the balance again, bringing the balance into our life, strengthening relationships. What else do we have? Mercury, Venus. Venus is in Scorpio. Moves into Sagittarius, I think Tuesday. Venus moves into Sagittarius. Here we go. Okay, now it is setting in the last degrees of Scorpio, I think Monday, Tuesday. And when it's sitting in those last degrees, which is the most intense parts of a sign, it's also having a conversation with Pluto. So we may see some tense moments in our relationships, and especially I think over trust issues, because this is about, this is about bringing in the balance. This is about bringing in the joy. This is about bringing in the happiness. You can't have happiness and true joy with somebody if you really don't trust them or their motives or their meanings behind certain actions or words. So in order to have this, you need that trust. So we could find our energy being dissipated, okay, on Monday. So it's time to follow the Taurus moon energy. Monday will be a time to stop and smell the roses. Monday will be a time to pull yourself back a little bit, to understand the security that you have surrounding you, to give thanks and gratitude for the things that you have surrounding you. Okay? The Four of Swords is about, the warrior coming off of the battlefield. And as he comes off that battlefield, he takes off his armor, he hangs up his weapons, or she hangs up her weapons, and she lays down to recuperate, to recharge, to get ready for the next battle, the next battlefield, the next round of chaos. Or we are thinking about the stability we are walking into. We are done with the war. We are done with the chaos. And it's time to move into peaceful energy. Feeling secure, feeling grounded, having a plan. So Tuesday, we're really looking at our balance, aren't we? We are looking at our balance and how to bring in joy and harmony. And we are, ready to cut things out of our life if need be. We lean on that sword with a strength. Before we turn and go forward, we are thinking through what we need in our life and what we do not need in our life, what dissipates our energy and what gives us passion, because it's right in between the Nine of Cups and the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is where the energy dissipates us. The Nine of Cups is where we can go forward, where we can, it's very forward motion right now. All the planets but two are in retrograde, are going direct. Only two are in retrograde. So that's a forward motion. Most of the planets are in cardinal signs and mutable signs, so we want to move forward. We are stepping into new things, probably in several areas of our life. because that is the energy. New beginnings, new starts, new realizations, new relationships, new paths to walk. So we're really going to be looking at the balance. And the Eight of Cups says that we will walk away from certain things. We make, this isn't a closing of the doors, but we may need to close the door in our life. Or at least change the scenario of where we are walking to, what we are walking into. This could be job, this could be travel, this could be learning experiences, this could be home, family, this could be growing a relationship, starting a relationship, growing a relationship to a deeper level, a partnership, an association. This is stepping into your passions, what you are truly wanting to do going forward, in your creativity, in your love, in your spirituality. And the Seven of Pentacles asks us to be the diplomat. We don't have really, with the Justice card here, a little bit of a diplomat, but not really. We don't have a diplomat here, even though we only have the two planets. We have Mercury and Jupiter, right, in Libra, and that's the diplomat. That's looking at all sides, both sides of the coin. Thinking through our decisions, thinking through our actions, thinking through our words, making fair and conscious decisions on how to go forward. So what are we cultivating? What are we cultivating in our decision making? Is it our ego talking, or is it really our path forward? Are we doing checks on ourselves to make sure that we're using the right energy? Because we have Mars crossing over Pluto this week. And you want to talk about energy. Mars crossing over Pluto, and I think it's midweek or towards the end of the week, heading into the weekend. Okay, and Mars in Capricorn gives us that due diligence, that constant, we're going to do this. We have that determination. But when it crosses over Pluto, it's kind of like a take no prisoners kind of energy. Okay, it's the energy that calls us to restructure something in our lives. It, put a focus on our goals. Make a very determined approach and go after exactly what we want. No won't be an answer for that we'll accept willingly. Okay, so we have to be careful with this energy, because while it offers us that strong perseverance, we could easily overdo things. Okay, we end up like this again. Okay, dissipating our energy. Okay, it's a time when we could burn bridges. It's a time where we could run into power struggles. Very much here. Standing up and saying it's my way or the highway. This is what I want to do. Make sure that it is, the goal, the dream, the desire that you're going after. You're not fueling your ego here. Okay, we need to remain the diplomat and not let our ego rule our actions or our words. Okay, we need to be aware of the consequences for any actions or any words. We need to see exactly how we can move away from or close the door on something in order to move forward. And that's really, truly this energy. So as we go into the weekend, we have determination. So Thursday and Friday at work, be careful, okay? Even though the moon's in Cancer, kind of giving us that family loving feeling, but with Mars crossing over Pluto in Capricorn, we could be saying it's time to go forward. I need to go forward in my dream, in what I want to do, and what I want to create, and who I want to become. Now is the time. And we could very much find ourselves standing up there in front of everybody, stating it, and not having anybody buy in to our mission, to our dream, to our desires, to our wants. So when we stand up there and we say something, we need to be the diplomat. We need to think it through so that we stand up there and we say, this is where I need to go. They understand. They hear the words. Okay, and with Mercury in Libra, it's giving us those diplomatic words. It's giving us the right way forward. It's allowing us to see how other people will take in our information, what we're trying to tell them, what we're trying to show them, so that they buy into it. Opportunities, opportunities, opportunities. There's so many opportunities that are probably going to come your way for new paths, restructuring your life in some way. And it could be wanting to learn something, wanting to take something to the next level, wanting to take a relationship to the next level, wanting to step into that relationship, wanting to build your self-esteem, your confidence, your health and well-being, your spirituality. Look towards closure and healing in your life. It could be a new crowd of people that you want to start hanging around with. It could be your career path. It could be your vocation, your duty in life. Let's get some angel cards here. We'll take 3. I think I did 3 last week. 4 of Ariel. When you give, you also receive. Being resistant to change. Extremes in how you save or spend money. So you want to make your money work for you. You want it to give you value this week. You don't want to be spending it on fun and frivolous. You want to make sure that it brings something home to you, that it works for you. So think twice before you spend. And when you give, you also receive. So, be the diplomat, be the humanitarian. Allow yourself to see the other person's footsteps before you make decisions going forward. 4 of Ariel. So it is about our security. It is about our structure. We have the Magician. You can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. Successful beginnings. And I really do believe that we are, even though we're coming off a full moon, God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe is showing you new paths forward, new ways of being, new ways of becoming. So the Magician is here asking you what you want. So very much like the 9 of Cups we had here in the middle. And here we are in the middle, the second of 3. Okay? About our dreams, our hopes, our desires. It's a strong time in our life, especially, Thursday and Friday, when that moon is in Cancer. That is a beautiful time to affirm, and in Taurus, to affirm what you want to have come into your life with detail, with a conviction, with a clarity, so you can describe it in minute detail. You can manifest the life you want. This is a time to raise your awareness to what you can do, what you can put yourself into, the amount of determination you're willing to give to it, the amount of perseverance you're willing to put into it, and what you have to sacrifice as well in order to go forward in the path you want, to the goal you want, the dream you want. And we have the Page of Michael. Truthful, perspective, analytical, and blunt. Wow, that's a lot of Sag energy. Being blunt, being truthful, being very perceptive. So we have Venus going into Saturn, don't we? Oh, that's when, we go from this energy of Scorpio, of that deep passion, to an expansive, beautiful passion. We want to go on the romantic adventure. We want to celebrate things in our life and see the beauty and raise our awareness to how the beauty can come into our life, how we can create the beauty in our life. An exciting new challenge. You have what it takes to succeed. Review contracts and documents very thoroughly. I don't think it's a good energy to just jump into things, that we really have to be the diplomat. I keep hearing diplomat, so it's important that we always take a step back, a deep breath, count to 10, whatever it takes to think your actions through, think your words through, read the document before you sign it. Make sure you are saying yes to what you want to truly say yes to, and make sure it's not ego driven right now. And a reading wouldn't be complete without our higher intuition animals. So I do apologize. I will get back to doing the weekly signs because I love doing the weekly signs. And so, you know, I did try very hard, but I just, you know, I felt like I wasn't tapping into the energy. And, you know, as each reading went on, and I don't want to give part of a message. So I went and I took a little nap and had a little something to eat and came back to the drawing board. So, you know, this is where you really need to know your natal birth chart, and you can get it, you know, there is literally dozens of places on the internet where you can just get your natal birth chart for free and just know where your planets are. And if you don't know your birth time, at least, oh, you see that? We have the ladybug. You see my mess back there? I won't even go into, but it was my daughter's birthday. And so that's a little bit of the wrapping paper that was left over. So find your voice. It's the frogs. I need glasses. Can't see a bloody thing. All dies. Find your voice. The frogs. So let's go there first, I guess. I guess it's not going to be I thought we were going to say goodbye soon, but apparently they don't believe. And our angels, our spirit guides, God wants me to continue here. Find your voice. Sing. Say no. Express yourself. Sing your song, dance your dance, tell your tale. Frog tells you that it's time for you to find your voice. Saying no can be one of the most difficult words to speak, and yet Frog says that you have been putting too much pressure on yourself, allowing others to steal your time and exhaust your energy. And isn't that so much the very first card? You haven't vocalized your dissatisfaction with it. Instead, you have quieted your voice. And you know what? That can be very much the energy of Mercury in Libra, because we want to be the good guy. We don't want to be the bad guy when we are negotiating, when we are having the conversations, when we are communicating with others in one way or another. Okay, so sometimes we compromise and we become silent of what truly matters to get along, to find a common ground. And we have to be careful not to do that. We have to be careful that we don't compromise to the point of becoming a doormat for somebody, that we stand up for our convictions, our values. So Frog is saying, you can say no. In fact, you need to. By saying no, you begin making room for things that you do want in your life. It isn't easy at first, but the more you practice, the easier it becomes and the more empowered you will feel. You may have been keeping frustrations inside of you, and they need to be spoken. It could be a friend that has hurt you, a spouse who isn't listening to you, or a boss or coworker who isn't respecting you. It is now time for you to vocalize your feelings in order to remove the emotion. You might want to begin by writing down what you want to say and practice saying it aloud. Look at yourself in the mirror while you speak the words of truth. Can you see within your eyes how much this is damaging your soul and your spirit? Healing will eventually come from Frog assisting you in finding your voice. Frog also reminds you to put some music on and sing. It can be in your home or your car, but sing as loud as you can. Fun or sad, it doesn't matter, just express yourself by singing. Your throat chakra may be blocked. Put your right hand on your throat and envision a blue light encircling and swirling, healing the fears that surround you. Maybe you have always wanted to be on the stage, a Broadway show, or possibly stand-up comedy act. Embrace Frog in helping you find the voice within you that may be shaky right now, but will turn steady and strong the more you practice your art. There are no restrictions and no limitations. And so, we do have the moon in Gemini there, right? Tuesday and Wednesday, I think the moon is in Gemini, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so that's a beautiful time to express yourself through word, through writing. So if it's writing, okay, know that you can communicate so well. And this is a time to, put yourself out there a little bit and see what happens and see if other people think you're as bad as you are, because chances are, if you're being drawn to it, you're not as bad as you think you are. And you might be astounded by actually how good you are. So let's put Frog back in there and find out what our higher intuition card is supposed to be. That was an added message, and we can't dissipate our energy. We can't say yes when it's really a no. We have to stand up for ourselves, our values, what brings in security in our lives. And yes, we're going to compromise. That's part of being human and being in relationships and partnerships. But it's compromises that still keep us in balance. It's compromises we can live with. It's compromises that it might even move you to a better place because you compromised in that area. And our real card is call on your angels. I didn't really say anything about meditation too much. Call on your angels, the angel fish. Okay, awakened, visions, dreams, clairaudience, water. An angel can illuminate the thought and mind of man by strengthening the power of vision and by bringing within his reach some truth which the angel himself contemplates. Angel fish reassures you that angels are around you all the time, and they've been trying to get through to you and offer love, healing, and guidance for you. You may not see the angels as you believe they ought to look. They can come in a form of a human stranger or an animal. It will be a positive and enlightening experience that may add more questions, but in time, the answers will appear. Your dreams may be extra prophetic and intense with messages, or you may have been hearing the messages as if you've been thinking to yourself. You may also be hearing a message through music or a song that has a deeper meaning, or by having vivid visions. These messages are to help awaken you and not scare you. Your angels ask that you call on them to assist you with life's pressures. You don't need to know their names, only request their assistance and be specific in your request so that they can immediately go to work on your behalf. Angel Fish says that you are being too stubborn and attempting to go against the flow instead of with the current. It may be time for you to take a trip to a location where there is plenty of water, where you can sink your toes into the sand and stare into the depths of the water. So, invite your angels, your spirit guides. Invite God to help you with your decisions, to help you with the clarity this week, the understanding this week, and to understand and see the path that lays before you. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.